Hey everyone, what's up? It's Steve from Comix Asylum Live. I'm here with Vaughn.
Hey,
How you doing, my friend?
all right, boss. Doing all right.
All right, we've got.
Tired, boss. Tired.
Yeah, I think we're both in that.
So
Yeah,
tired.
we've been kind of burning the candle at both ends and in the middle.
Yeah.
Getting the atrium out there, but it's been fun. It's been great. Montreal, and then we were just in St. Catharines on the weekend.
Yeah.
At Indigo of all places
Yeah.
to sign and sell copies. So it was great. We had a great time, and thanks to the crew at the St. Catharines location for chapters/Indigo.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody that came out and
Yeah,
supported. Thank you. Thank you.
absolutely. It was a great time. Great time had by all.
Yeah.
Let's just hop into it because
Well, before we hop into it, I wanted to just give a quick shout out.
yeah,
If
sure.
you go to your local LCS, there's the new Battle Beast. So that's the one that I'm reading right now. Good old Ryan Otley.
Hold on. Wait. Put that back up again. Give you the full solo layout. So just angle it so there's not as much glare. There you go.
There you go.
Ah, it's an old school cover, man. That's like an old John Byrne cover.
I think it's a tribute to the one. I think he did an Invincible one that was something similar. So I think it's a throwback to one of those. It's kind of a riff on an Invincible cover.
Right.
And then this is the hot one that's out this week, which is
Green Arrow.
Absolutely Green Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought two just based on the fact that I actually want to read one just to see what it's what kind of story they're telling, because it's supposed to be more horror themed.
Yes.
And I don't know what the total thing about it is. So I want to check it out. Because right now the Absolute universe is kicking Marvel's ass, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
Hello, Al. How you doing?
How you doing, Al? Yeah, you're a couple hours ahead of us. The con went great, and yeah, we're still tired from
Montreal.
MCAF. Montreal was a fantastic.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic
video on that one too coming out soon, guys. I have a video on the way, so I'm working on it now. We have another video coming out tomorrow from Tricon.
Yeah, with Sugarland Beard. So that's
Beard as well too. So we're trying to do more of this documentation stuff, guys. So just bear with us. Actually, I'll do the St. Catharines one. The St. Catharines one will come out before the MCAF one, which is it's a short one on our signing that happened just this weekend that passed as well too.
He's glad to hear that we had a good time. Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was a fantastic experience. We actually sold out of 3 editions of the graphic novel.
Yeah.
So just the passion that's up there for independent comics.
Yeah, content and comics.
And content is unbelievable. So I think we had a French edition and 2 of our English language editions sold out. So props to Montreal.
Props to Montreal. And we're just getting ready for Niagara in 2 weeks now. I guess exactly 2 weeks.
Yeah, so not this coming weekend, but the following weekend.
So we're going to be Niagara Falls, Ontario for.
And you can drop the news, Vaughn. Drop it.
And of course, last second we got into TCAF as well. So we'll be double fisting at this in the next couple.
Oh, whoa, okay. I wasn't expecting that. At 4:06 p.m. Eastern time.
So we'll be at TCAF as well too. We only got a half a table because I guess that's the last how it works when you're the.
We were on the waiting list.
So we were on the waiting list, so I think
we're happy to be there. It's all
we're
good.
happy to be there. So we're going to split up and conquer as best as we can. So hope to see you guys in either TCAF or in Niagara, guys.
Yeah, totally looking forward to it. So if you're in the Niagara region, you'll be seeing Vaughn. On the weekend of, what is that, the 5th?
Yeah, 5th through 7th.
Yeah. Yeah, Al's having a good laugh at our expense, which is all good.
Yeah, it's always at my expense.
I think this was at mine, actually. Yeah. And then I'll be in Toronto at the Mattamy Center, formerly Maple Leaf Gardens, for anybody who's a hockey fan. That's where TCAF has their show. So I'll be there.
And actually, I think I like it better there, truth be told.
Okay.
Because when it was at the reference library in downtown Toronto, Young and Bloor, it was just a mess. Because they would have stuff on different levels, and then trying to get to the 3rd level where other people are, it's just like the corridors were too tight, and it just became like a giant sweat box, all kinds of stuff. So this works a little bit nicer overall, I think.
Okay, sounds good. Al, no, you're not. The waterfall runs. That helps to keep our energy going here in
Yep.
Ontario.
Yep.
So Niagara Falls is
Is it does Niagara Falls, at least for Hamilton, I know it gives us like a surplus as well too.
I'm not sure if it's that waterfall especially, but I know Quebec.
Yeah.
Some of the waterfalls in Quebec, they produce a lot of hydroelectricity, and that goes to the up the northeast, a lot of the northeast in the United States. So
I guess you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that's what we've been up to. Hopefully, everybody's been holding up out there because it is. I don't know if it's officially summer, but it's kind of summer-esque.
Yeah. Summer was like, I'm back. And we're cooking today, and I'm not complaining because, Lord, we were freezing a couple of days ago.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. That's just Canadian weather, right? But let's get into this because
this is an interesting one.
This is an interesting one, and it's something that you and I had thoughts about when we were trying to figure out what we were going to do as our first indie project.
Yeah.
Because Kickstarter, they're doing a bit of a two-step right now, but they banned not safe for work content.
Well, they tried to ban not safe for work.
Well, they banned it.
Yeah.
They banned it.
Yeah.
And then we realized it's kind of like new Coke. We're going to come up with a new Coke.
New formula?
For new formula. Those of you of a certain vintage, Coke had the original formula, and we're like, we're going to Pepsi-ize our formula.
We realized nobody liked it that much.
And everyone was like, no, we want the old stuff, man.
We want the old stuff. We were good with the old stuff.
Yeah, and had to backtrack. And so with a lot of the backlash that came through, whatchamacallit, I guess the creators, and I guess some of the like just the combo community, crowdfunding community, they had to backtrack. But let's get into why they decided to do that.
Because I pull that up, I want to look and see what Al's reference is here. See if I actually have seen this book.
Of Earth.
Of Earth.
Right.
Yeah, they did a one. I think it's like almost like a 1 or 2 day thing, and then they started backtracking.
So I'm gonna put that up. So that's Charlie Aldred.
Oh, it's an Image comic too. Interesting. Okay.
Of the Earth. Okay, Image. So I'll pull that up later. Thanks for
I'll check it out for sure. I'm always good for a good kind of Western kind of, seems it has something to do with like oil stuff.
Hey, man, what's his name? Taylor Sheridan might want to adapt this.
Scoop up that IP.
So so Charlie Adlard.
Adlard,
yeah.
Kickstarter. Yeah.
All right. So let's go back to Kickstarter banning not safe for work content. So Kickstarter just pulled the classic tech platform move, roll out sweeping policy changes, face immediate creator revolt, then scramble to undo the damage. Around May 11th, which would have been about 2 weeks ago, the crowdfunding giant introduced detailed restrictions on mature content that would have banned projects created specifically for sexual gratification. I like how that's in quotes. That's a direct quote, but it's great. While somehow allowing spicy literature. So the vague distinctions left comics and tabletop RPG creators wondering if their next campaign would survive. The approval process, the backlash was swift and brutal. Creators called the rules extensive and vaguely worded. That seems to be the just the way things are nowadays. That things are vaguely worded. That's so you get the PR out there, and allow you then to backtrack. It's almost like
you don't give them the full.
You're market testing whatever it is you're trying to railroad through.
It's almost like, let's spread the rumor, see how people react, and then say that was just a rumor overall anyways. So
so, but it's also curious too, because anyway, we'll get into it.
We'll get into it.
So they were worried that consensual adult themes common in indie comics and role-playing games would be arbitrarily flagged. Within a week, Kickstarter apologized and reverted to its previous bare-bones policy prohibiting only pornographic content. So follow the money trail. Stripe's payment restrictions drove the original crackdown. revealing who really controls creator content. And I think this I think is the key to all of this.
Yeah, Stripe's been on this for a while. Even a couple of years ago, I heard rumors about this, like certain things that were getting flagged arbitrarily. And it wasn't like everything. It was more like, it wasn't on the Kickstarter side of it, but it was more like when the people tried to get their money out of their accounts into their bank accounts. Somehow Stripe would flag it saying that how they got the money was kind of, a little bit off.
So according to the article, here's where it gets interesting. Kickstarter blamed the whole mess on Stripe, its payment processor. So COO Sean Lowe explained that campaigns often get the green light from Kickstarter only to be suspended weeks later when Stripe's own mature content standards kick in. The platform was trying to close the gap between its policies and Stripe's requirements to prevent mid-campaign disasters. This is about moral panic. It's about money flow. Stripe operates under legal and compliance requirements shaped by card networks and banks, creating a chain of financial gatekeepers that ultimately decide what creators can fund online. Like a Netflix show getting canceled mid-season because advertisers get nervous, creators find themselves at the mercy of payment infrastructure they never directly chose. So the least bad option. Kickstarter's rollback admits the core problems remain unsolved. Kickstarter calls this reversal an imperfect temporary solution. Corporate speak for we're still screwed. The old rules are back, but Stripe can still suspend campaigns that Kickstarter approves. To manage this mess, the platform now, A, links directly to Stripe's mature content guidelines, and B, published a support document called Navigating Stripe Mature Content Reviews. The translation is creators are now expected to self-censor for a payment processor they don't directly work with based on standards that can change without notice. It's like having to follow your landlord's landlord rules while pretending you have a direct relationship. This episode exposes how the creator economy really works. Platforms may talk about supporting diverse expression, but payment processors hold the real power over what gets funded. Until that changes, creators will keep playing payment processor roulette with their livelihoods. Wow, that's a lot to digest there.
Yeah.
Al is correct. Who watches The Watchmen? Indeed. And I guess this is also, when you think about it, it also then becomes a bit of an issue because even if you then wanted to use Stripe on your own website.
Yeah.
If you create that kind of content.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing problem across the board on a couple of things. I even heard like PayPal had flagged some people as well too. So it's not just Stripe. I think Stripe's getting the brunt of the blame because they do a lot of this stuff across many of the platforms because they are the easiest one to integrate a lot of the time. So they get the most flack. But a lot of these guys, based on, I can't 100% confirm this, but I've been hearing that it's mainly dealing with some, depending on political agendas and stuff like that, depending on some of the people in the background that are running these companies are kind of leaning towards a certain way so that, putting flagging some of this stuff, right? But
right. Because I guess it's kind of funny. Culture wars have existed forever. But it's interesting now that culture wars are now extending into money.
Yeah. It's become more prevalent based on the fact that the political sphere of where one people leans versus the other has become so prominent. Now they're spilling into other things, right? So, and these other guys are controlling the money purses, so it's hard.
Yeah, Al has an interesting point here. Kirkman kind of addressed this with the character Monster Girl in Invincible. If she is in a sex scene when she's an adult, but she's trapped in a child's body, therefore going into extremely dodgy territory. At the will, opinion, and behest of the financial people, what they deem appropriate, then take your F money by banning it for the content. But it's interesting too, though, because let's be honest, the corn industry, and I'm not talking about the stuff that gets grown on farms.
Yeah.
It's a huge money generator.
Yeah.
Right. And basically a lot of these creators on Kickstarter dabble in that world, right? With a lot of the not safe for work stuff.
Not safe for work stuff, yeah.
Because it brings in cash. Like if you look at a lot of the campaigns, and I know when we started looking at crowdfunding, we were wondering, well, what kind of stories should we tell? Because the ones that seem to bring in the most are the not safe for work.
Yeah, for sure.
And so to pretend that these things aren't out there,
mm-hmm.
And then even the people, I can guarantee you that the people behind Stripe and any of these companies, they may even have some of the stuff that they say you can't process. Like they may buy the stuff themselves. It's kind of hypocritical.
It's always the loudest screamers, right? The loudest,
right? But I find it interesting that now it's
a problem.
It's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would suggest that they do is there's a lot of corn payment processors that I would say any Kickstarter that campaign that's flagged as NSFW, I would say use a different payment provider that is specifically catered to that industry, and you might pay a different processing fee.
But wouldn't that Kickstarter would have to move to that platform though?
No, you don't have to move everything to that platform. You just have to integrate with that whatever.
Oh, so if your stuff is deemed not safe for work,
yeah, you use a different processor.
So okay, so what would be I guess it'd be no different than having two different, like taking MasterCard or
that's all it is, right?
Two different credit cards.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, that's generally what I would suggest for that stuff. But I know it becomes more of a logistical nightmare with the system already. But I would say there's enough of a demand for the stuff on the platform that generates income that they should look into it. Especially for the comics side of stuff. I don't know what slice of the pie the comics produces compared to all the
role playing, like the RPG. I didn't even think of that.
I didn't think RPG as well too, but I know, like for example, the Cyberpunk 2027 RPG role playing game had some NSFW stuff with their game and within their card set and all that kind of stuff. So I could get it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the fantasy stuff by nature, by default, sometimes has a lot of that in it via just general nudity and stuff like that. So I don't know what level of policing that they're doing. If it's just general NSFW for like partial, like soft nudity or whatnot, or like full on. Because I don't think, for the most part, I haven't seen many hardcore.
No, a lot of it's like heavy metal type stuff.
It's heavy metal adjacent kind of stuff. Yeah.
And I get it, because like think of because all right, Al brings up a great point, right? There's a meme of a guy saying, "Can you draw the Flintstones naked?" Long pause. There's a market for that. Absolutely, there is. And if you go through Kickstarter, you would find that there are a ton of campaigns that would take, say fairy tales, or characters that the IP is open, right?
Open IPs.
Yeah, open IPs, and it's almost like, it's not fan fiction, but it is kind of like fan fiction, if you understand what I mean. And you put them in these spicy situations, right? And so that's what's driving a lot of these campaigns. It's very interesting, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I want to know. I would be interested as well to know how much market share do they generate from that stuff to say that it's a detrimental thing for them to close that off. I know the comic stuff is more consistent versus like they do some of these, the tech stuff is like they do big tech stuff. They get a whole bunch of funders, but that's every couple months versus I generally believe a lot of the comic stuff is every month there's a bunch of NSFW comics coming out on a regular that keeps the lights on in at least one department of the of that company. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
But what I just find it interesting is it's like, okay, so where because Al brings a great point. It's arbitrary.
The line of where they're drawing it.
Well, yeah. Like, who's to say, right?
Mhm.
Like, who's to say what is against someone else's
Belief.
morality or sensibilities that we're not going to fund this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if it's not illegal,
Yeah. And I think that's where they're probably going to take the line to it. But like, yeah.
then what's the issue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, man. OnlyFans is like 2 or 3% of the GDP of America now.
I'm laughing. The finance guy whose desk is in the basement.
Yeah.
The
one that flagged it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting dilemma, but I mean, the problem that happens now is you take the risk of like what even like Pesto mentioned it from Pesto Comics, Adriano. He was noting that his stuff it's more tongue in cheek kind of nudity and stuff like that, and it's never like everything's kind of like tastefully covered up to a certain degree. There's never every like full on
like those Italian sex romps.
Yeah.
Of the 70s, right?
The 70s, right? Where she just happened to be right in front of a broom.
She grows up. She not grows up, but she gets big. Yeah. The clothes rip, and then she's covered by telephone wires or buildings
or whatever. Yeah,
stuff like that. That's for one of Pesto's.
Yeah, because he has Naked Kaiju Woman 3 coming out soon, right? So he's right on the verge of that. So that would affect him predominantly.
Oh, completely. And I'm sure there was like a collective gasp by a lot of creators when this hit around like the 12th or 13th, whether they're in mid planning of the campaign or in the middle of making it, making whatever their content was. They must have been like, what?
Yeah.
Because yeah.
The other girl that we consulted with was a Cat.
Yes.
Her stuff is predominantly, and she's done 20 something plus.
And gangbusters on a lot of her.
And they're on a monthly schedule, right? So
yeah.
So you got to think a lot of that stuff would be come into play for that. And they do volume. Like they're probably one of the bigger publishers on there outside of Coffin Comics. But Coffin Comics does stuff, but they're not really sex per se. They're just kind of gratuitous TV type stuff. I don't even know if they show full. I know they have the NSFW covers. So I get that stuff. So I guess that would apply, yeah. But like they're a big publisher on Kickstarter that does a lot of stuff on a month-to-month basis. So they'd be affected pretty heavily as well too.
And so getting back to Pesto and Naked Kaiju Woman, what if you're a company like, I don't know, what if you're publishing Lady Death?
Yeah.
As an example, where basically the character and Not Safe for Work are almost holding hands.
Yeah, they're hand in hand for sure.
Right? So you're like a nudge to the left or nudge to the right, and you're in a different category of book. Yeah. It seems to me it's almost hypocritical with all the other stuff out there that is what gets
flat, right? Yeah. I think mainly for them, they got to figure out if they want to keep however they maneuver the payment processor kind of end of it.
So the them is not the comic book creators or
no, this is Kickstarter themselves.
You're talking Kickstarter.
This is Kickstarter themselves because they could partner with a whole bunch of stuff. There's enough NFs. I always have problems saying it.
Not safe for work.
Not safe for work.
Just say the whole thing.
Payment processors out there that would gladly take the 3% from everybody that's funding their book just to process credit cards. Right? This isn't a new thing. TNA and that type of stuff has been around forever, that credit cards have been getting used no matter what.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on this one, right? So he makes a great point. I teach art, and he's taught it for years ago. And there's lots of artist works you can't show the students until they're adults. Yeah. I thought of Egon Schiele. I might have gotten that wrong, who is known for very dodgy paintings. Yeah. NS is fine. Mostly not safe. Yes, like I totally get it. And like even like I remember taking kids on trips to the museum, and certain statues, if it was a photograph, be completely different. Like it's so muddy.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is with this, and I totally get where Al's going. Where I'm getting at is as far as I know, unless the minor has a credit card.
Yeah, there's no minors with credit cards.
We'll have to double check. I don't think you can be a minor with a credit card.
You gotta be 18 plus.
You can be a minor with a bank account, but not a credit card.
Credit card.
So then, who's buying this stuff other than old people?
Yeah, it's just
of age, right? It's that's the weird stuff.
Yeah, it's the prudes. Not say prudes, but I get everybody has their own proclivities. But yeah, it's just there's a subset of whoever's over there at Stripe that feels that this stuff, they should be processing this stuff, and they think that's upon them to dictate what comes through and what doesn't.
Well, I think what would be interesting then is what if someone took a stance on something like booze or music,
or
I don't know, buying firearms or something along those lines, where anything that's controversial, or the purchase or whatever's controversial in society. I wonder then if they're kind of clauses or morality clauses like you would have in a contract. If you're like, I know as a teacher, there's tons of stuff that you can't do. That if you're a politician, you're going to get reelected, but as a teacher, you're fired.
You're fired, yeah.
Right. And so I get it, but it's just wondering, like, this is going to come up again at some point for something else, or maybe even for this.
This will come back again. This will come back, circle back around in some kind of form or fashion for sure. Because somebody's going to raise a stink somewhere, or somebody else is going to say something, and it's going to just be like, okay, here we go again. Because it's one thing if it's, I find the sex stuff is always kind of prudish, and they always dance about that stuff. But like death and all the other stuff, you're like, whatever. We don't care about that stuff, right?
Yeah, you can get blowed up.
Yeah, you can get blown up. You can do all
blowed up real good, as John Candy used to say.
Yeah. But when it comes to sex, there's always this, angelic kind of fine line that everybody wants to draw in the sand with some of the stuff as well, too, right?
Well, here in North America, yes.
Yes, for sure.
Right? For sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. I can totally see that. I agree with you. This is not going away anytime soon. And it's going to bubble underneath the surface for sure.
Yeah, they got to find a different payments provider solution. I mean, even if you pay a higher percentage, I don't think some of those creators will care that much if it's a 1% thing. But on the 1% end of not Stripe, but like Kickstarter, they would gladly take that as well too, because they've been making more. So if you really want to do it as a strategic move, I would opt for switching payment providers just for those stuff and tack in a high percentage value, and some of it goes back to actually Kickstarter themselves, so they can kind of kill two birds with one stone. Right? It's a two-tier system, but it solves the problem.
Right.
It solves the problem. And for the people that actually want their books made no matter what, they'll gladly eat that, I think. As long as the stuff is coming out. Because you run the alternative is you try to self-publish on your own and do it through your own means. You don't get the eyeballs to get where you are.
Yeah, you're essentially underground, like how it was back in the old days, right?
That's the thing. Like you pay for that visibility, right? It's kind of the pay to play in a marketplace that's way bigger than versus nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Switching topics, you wanted to talk about how Marvel's, the House of Ideas is not necessarily always at the front of the line.
Well, it's cyclical in a lot of ways, right? Because this happens all the time, where one company's hot and another company's struggling, and now Marvel's getting a whole bunch of flack for their new dark vampire story that they're trying to push out for the, I guess either the summer or fall lineup of books, and people are really making the assumption that Marvel's just copying DC's Absolute Universe just in a different kind of way, which could be the case. I mean, a lot of these universes end up doing the same thing over and over again. Like, how many times can he reboot? Like, I'm waiting for the next reboots Because it's been a couple of years since we had a good big reboot of the major. Well, DC just did it, but Marvel hasn't done it in a while. So I think they're due for one soon, right? To kind of set up this whole whatever they're doing next, to kind of get some fresh eyes on Marvel.
Well, yeah, because Marvel's what it is Marvel's going into a lot of their titles are taking like a vampire slant.
Yeah, spin, yeah. And I think it's being pretty much kicked off from the X books, which is the one that's been struggling. I don't know if they're struggling the most, but they've been struggling compared to the days of old. The X books were always the top books that were selling the most. Now they're kind of taking a back burner to some of the other stuff.
Right. And so for me, and this is when I first started reading the Absolute line, I always thought the Absolute line was kind of like a horror line, right? Like when you take a look at the way that they've reimagined some of Absolute Batman's villains, Joker, absolutely horrific.
Yeah, even like Two-Face now, the new one that just
the new Two-Face, the Wonder Woman, even though it's mythology.
Poison Ivy's pretty
like it's pretty much a horror line. And then with the Absolute Green Lantern that you not Green Lantern, Green Arrow, with that issue, and I didn't want to pick it up because it's got some Taskmaster / Ghost Rider vibes.
Yeah, it has a lot of that in it. Yeah,
right. Sure. It just seems like that's a horror, like that line is a horror line, and it makes sense with Darkseid kind of being behind it and resetting it. So with Marvel now going down that route, I can see why people would have the parallel, see the parallels to it.
Yeah, for sure.
And with Marvel basically 86ing their Ultimate line, right?
And I wonder why they did that.
It just the timing just doesn't seem
right, and they just didn't run it long enough for people to get infected. I think they didn't get like it started really hot, and then it tapered off pretty fast as well too.
Yeah, Al says very horror mutant toxin induced monster vibe, definitely. Yeah.
So that was my thing. I know the Ultimates were kind of struggling. That they started off strong, and I think DC clipped their wings with their Ultimate Universe a little bit. I think it could be that as well too, because they're running pretty high when it first started. Because I remember all the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff, and I picked up some of the Ultimate Avengers stuff, and I was somewhat interested in it because at the time I think they brought Hitch back, and Brian Hitch was drawing some of it as well too. And I really enjoy Hitch as an artist and as a storyteller. But then something I think the Ultimate stuff, not the Ultimate, sorry, the Absolute stuff kind of kicked them in the head.
Well, these things are planned in advance, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I know with Hickman coming back to the Ultimate line, and the reception was great, as you said. I could see that they were looking at where it might have been going, like whatever they had planned. The Absolute line comes out, and it's like, geez, this thing's on fire. How do we capitalize on that? And then it's kind of like X-Men's amazing. I'll just throw this out there. I'm gonna date myself. X-Men's amazing. Byrne and Austin and Claremont are killing it. What can we do over here at DC? Well, let's reunite the sidekicks and update the new Teen Titans. So instead of books, because this happened both sides, where you'll get books that mirror each other between the companies, right? They're now going for lines or themes within a line. And there's no way that they could pivot the Ultimate Universe, right?
Yeah.
And with horror, stuff like A24 in the films, like basically, keeping the movies alive.
Yeah.
Let's just ape it in comics. Let's just do what we're doing in comics. And how else because they did have a vampire storyline a few years ago.
It wasn't even that long ago. It might have been 3 years, not even, because I moved into this place and I saw it on the shelves just as recently since I moved in here. So it's been like a year and a half that they already did the thing. And that was the one that was drawn by your boy there. The Pepe
Larraz.
Pepe Larraz, huh?
Pepe, I love your stuff, man. Yeah. He's so good.
Yeah, Pepe's got to do more. That's the only problem with Pepe.
Yeah. He's up there. He's up there in the top of the top when it comes to modern artists. Al says, I think Marvel pissed away all the loyalty and strength of the Ultimate Universe, where it basically just became the MCU, but inferior. Yeah.
Not wrong.
Yeah,
they pissed away all their people's loyalty for sure. Marvel's done a whole bunch of this stuff over the years where they really have to keeping their retention of their customer base is hard because they pull all these weird stuff every couple months where I really don't want another superhero big mashup based on some epic thing that's happening in the Marvel universe. Just give me consistent good storylines that I could read on a month-to-month basis. Get me a year of, Spider-Man or X-Men where I don't have to buy a crossover book. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like the one that pissed us off the most was the Thor one, right? Like that Thor one. Even what's his name? Jay.
You're going back, Straczynski. Yeah, you're going back a ways.
Straczynski was like, I didn't want to do this. Yeah. If I had a choice, I wouldn't do this fucking crossover.
And that book was fire.
That Thor was great.
That book was fire. Him and Copiel, and then we had to kind of put it in with Siege and all that kind of stuff.
All that stuff, yeah, Siege. That stuff.
I get it. You're working for a company and whatever, right? But I'm with you in that. In a way, this is why I was liking the Hulk run, the current Hulk run. Although I haven't picked up on the latest set, but when they went into their horror monster vibe as well too, because he really wasn't part of the greater Marvel universe. He was within his own storyline, and you're getting like 12 to 15 issues of contained storytelling.
Right, yeah.
That's not then getting interrupted by the company-wide event.
Yeah, and that's why I got into the Image books back in when I was reading a lot of Walking Dead and Invincible, and that was kind of maybe my big thing because every couple of months, X-Men and those guys were doing some kind of bull crap, and I was like, I'm tired of this crap. Just give me some consistent stories that resonate on a month-to-month basis, right? So that's where I moved into that stuff, and Image is still doing that better than what Marvel's doing. And I mean, they're not to the same size, but so they can afford that, but it's always interesting.
Yeah.
You ever think if comics translate to film, all the issues should be 10, 15 minutes?
It's interesting. So do you think if comics translate to film, an issue should be about 10 to 15 minutes of screen time? So over 12 months, you have a movie's worth of content over the year. That's interesting. That's interesting. It depends. Yeah, it depends. I also think too that just thinking about that, just digesting that for a little bit, I think that in a way, the comics medium gives you more latitude to tell a deeper story.
Yeah, longer, deeper story. Yeah.
The runtimes for a film are so short that you kind of get shortchanged with story. And where I'm going to go with this is the problem that I always found, even though I'm not a huge gamer, but like gaming movies always failed because you're trying to take this massive story with all these different branches and condense it into 2 hours and 30 minutes. But really, video games is the new long form storytelling.
Yeah.
And so comics used to be the old that and RPGs would have been long form storytelling where you can, it's 30 pages. Sometimes you get an annual, but you're getting that over 12 months. And sometimes stories don't get resolved for 2 years, as an example. Right. And he says here, agreed. That's on the pretense that comic writers want it to be adapted into a film. Absolutely. Because not everything is for every medium. Al, hallelujah on that one.
Yeah.
A comic story doesn't always have to be adapted. Why? Because it was meant for the comic book medium.
Also, it doesn't need to always be a film. I'm of the proponent, and we've talked about this before. I like the miniseries format where it's like, instead of doing a 2-hour thing, give me 8 or 6 strong episodes and tell a good story. Like the first season of Walk, my brain is drawing a blank right now. The PlayStation game that got adapted with our girl from The Fringe, with Pedro Pascal. with Pedro Pascal in it.
Now you got me completely lost.
Um,
Fringe and Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, no, he's not in it, but the girl that
you talking about Fallout? Because Pedro Pascal's not in Fallout.
It's the other one before Fallout that came out about the mushrooms that Last of Us. So the Last of Us.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But she's in it. She's in the first season. Olivia Dunham. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Dunham's in there first season.
Because I haven't watched Last of Us because I'm still playing the game.
Yeah.
Don't hate.
She's in there first season. But like that works as a really good medium. And then they tried to translate second season from the game, and that totally has kind of flopped. But they did a good job on the first season. All right. So I get that. And that was, it's like a 14 to 20 hour game that they've translated into 9 episodes.
Okay.
So,
and you can make choices in those 9 hours, right? So you're cutting it in half hour wise, but you're making choices. So certain things you don't have to go side quests. You don't have to like
side
the main story.
You tell different stories as well too, for sure.
And certain characters you can either condense into 2 characters or eliminate entirely. That's great. I totally get it. And yeah, so I agree with you 100% on that. But I think Al is correct in that just because it's a game doesn't mean it has to be a movie, and just because it's a movie doesn't mean it has to be a comic book.
Yeah.
You know, some of these things are independent, right? I'm just thinking about music. Like, I don't know if necessarily some rap songs have to become orchestral adaptations or whatever, if you understand what I mean. Mm-hmm. Like parts of it could be orchestrated, but you want the certain beats and the timing and the rawness
to work in
a certain way, right? Yeah. So Al says the story is what is specific, really. Vaughn's right about the story can be whatever length, befitting itself. Absolutely. Yeah. And we've all seen it with our favorite series. Some of their best episodes or some of their best moments are 44 minutes long, contained. That's it. Banger episode, walk away, drop the mic and the pen and the stylus, and you're good. And then there's some where you need longer to tell that, right?
Like the best episode of The Last of Us season 1 doesn't even have Pedro Pascal in it.
Is that the Nick Offerman one?
The Nick Offerman one.
Right. I haven't seen it, but all I heard was this is an amazing episode.
It's an amazing episode.
Yeah.
Right. And if you play the game, that episode doesn't happen anywhere in the game. It's only referenced slightly because you kind of pick up with the Nick Offerman character later in the game. So this whole flashback and what happens in the season 1 doesn't actually happen in the game at all. So like there's latitudes and things that you could take, depending on how you train, like you're using the medium to tell a strong story no matter what. And it's really all about just the story that you're trying to tell, right? So that's what it comes down to in a lot of ways. And I think some of these guys have kind of corrupted the idea of just because it's the story that's this medium, it has to be the exact same on this one. Like I look at what they're trying to do with Street Fighter and like this new Street Fighter movie, I'm like, right? So it's things like that where you kind of have to wonder, right?
Yeah, I think the new Street Fighter is all about fan service.
There's fan service, and then there's fan service to the point where you can still do fan service and make it good. Right? Like,
okay, Vaughn. Now making it good, that's a whole other
that's
a whole other thing.
But fan service isn't exclusive or without the other, right? Like it's
right.
They're not counter each other in that way, right? So
no. So, true that. Al was kind enough to recommend us taking a look at the Earth, right? So we're gonna take a look at this because I'd never heard of it, and so I'm a sucker for great comics. Looks like it's a 6-issue miniseries. So it came out a couple of days ago. So it came out last week.
Brand new. Okay.
Brand new. I can't lie. It's weird looking at Lunar Code, to be honest with you.
Oh, Lunar Code? Yeah. We're so used to diamond codes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to take a look at it because I'm going to see if it's on Global Comics. Because if that's the case, then I will take a look at it.
And so it's 40 pages. Okay, I like the.
It's 40 pages, and then if I like it, I'm buying the. I'll go and buy the hard copy for sure.
Cool.
So miniseries premiere: legendary artist Charlie Adlard, The Walking Dead, joins writers Chris Condon, That Texas Blood, and Andrew Erich, colorist Pip Martin, Everything Dead and Dying, letterer Hassan Otsamni Elahu, Assorted Crisis Events, and designer Mike Tivy, news from the fallout for his triumphant return to Image Comics in this neo-noir tinged echo horror miniseries that is Blood Simple meets John Carpenter's The Thing. I don't even know if I need to read anymore because I think you got me right there.
Echo horror? What does that mean?
So basically, it's a horror that has to do with the environment.
Okay. Oh, eco horror. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. Echo, tomato.
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry. My bad.
That's right. No, it just threw me off for a second. But yeah.
Oh,
it's the other guy too from the original Walking Dead artist. That's what.
Yes. So the one where I absolutely mashed. I mashed his name, and Al put me in my place, which was great. Tabby Black flees a sordid life for her quiet hometown of Solitude, Texas. If that name doesn't scream stuff, then come on. And the comfort of her grandma's home where she was raised. Only home isn't what it once was, and neither is grandma. It actually looks pretty good. It's almost like looking at this, if you're listening to this, you can't see this cover. It looks like it might be a variant. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say that the oil is alive.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of just how they remember, like There's Blood.
Mm-hmm. There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. Yeah, it kind of just for some reason it kind of that's what it kind of screams to me. But yeah, the Walking Dead artist, I'm all about. I haven't seen him do much stuff in a while, so I'm eager to see what he has coming up.
Al says, "Awesome." A part of his body just got hard. And sorry. Hey, don't apologize. If comics can do that to you,
yeah,
then you're in a good space. That's all good. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on a recommendation list. Just that alone.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna pick up this miniseries.
Yeah, we'll start doing something like this. This is a great little segment. Al, thank you for this, because I think that would be a good one to like check out this book each week kind of thing. Recommends.
There's one I was reading on Global called Nectar.
Yeah, that's the one with the butterflies, right?
Yeah, one with the butterflies.
Is that Ignition Press?
Oh, I'd have to check.
Yeah.
Al, same. Sorry, Vaughn. Al, same. No. As soon as you read The Thing, I'm in. Yeah, so I can just see the oil.
Yeah.
Just the earth fighting back from being exploited. You're taking something out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stretching because I have no idea what the story's about, but I can kind of see that if that's the way that it goes, this could be a lot of fun. But let me tell you who Nectar is from. So Nectar,
you think is Ignition Press
comic? I think you're right.
Vault.
Vault Comics.
Vault. Oh, yes, Vault. So yeah,
right. It's by Jeremy Robinson. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. Been seeing a lot of stuff with Vault and Ignition. Those guys have been making some good amounts of noise in the last year. So,
and I will show you Nectar. Let me see if I can find it on there. Let me see if Vault has. Interestingly, I can't find it on Vault's website.
Yeah, I'm just on Instagram. They have it on their Instagram quite a bit.
I might just be looking in the wrong spot. So let's go to League of Geeks. That's so everyone can kind of see it. Yeah, so they're at issue 4 right now. So just let me share it. But it's an interesting story. Like it's not one that moves quickly.
Yeah. Slow burn.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see how it resolves itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there it is. So an island village off Salem, Massachusetts is inundated by strange species of butterflies that spread the dancing plague and have a very particular taste in nectar, human blood. All right. And it's by best-selling author Jeremy Robinson and Italian phenom artists Anna Paola Martello and Francesco Franchini. Horrify readers with a quaint village's descent into madness. So it is like I enjoyed reading. I think I read the first 2.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it. Yeah. Oh, look at this. I will keep my eyes and ears open for any other recommendations. I saw that an Invincible #1, 9.8, sold for $7,900 US last week. All right. Is it me? Does that seem low? I think I would have thought that you would get more than 8K.
I think it's
Invincible #1.
I think it seems high for my
Oh, so you think Invincible #1 would be lower?
I think it'd be lower, and just it's not that old. Like it's an old book, but it's not like Invincible came out in the 60s or even 70s or 80s.
But print run on it.
Back in those days, it's got to still at least be plus 2,500. I don't think it's like maybe 20,000.
20,000. I could see 20,000.
I could see 20,000.
So maybe that's why.
Maybe. I didn't start reading until the teens, I think. So I don't even have #1.
So between 7,000 and 10,000 original print run.
Okay, that makes sense then.
That's not a lot of books. It's not like Spider-Man #1, right?
Yes. So that was back in the day with Image, and I think they had a minimum of 3,000 for Diamond to like those are like the 3,000 days of Diamond solicitation minimum orders, but they've lowered that since.
Right.
And before then, they didn't have as many covers, right? And this is like from Kirkman that was pretty relatively unknown at the time, right?
How? So it was Walking Dead first, and then
Invincible first, then Invincible. And I think it was like a couple of years after Walking Dead he did Invincible, but he hadn't like both of those books hadn't become a household name yet. From what I remember, they were doing like Walking Dead in like the man living room, sleeping,
right,
whatever needs to be done.
Well, that's old Image days.
That's old Image days for sure.
Right. Wow.
Lower corner, I'm always up there. Slouch too much.
That's all good. It's all good. Well, this was another good episode. It was fun chatting. Al, thanks for all of your comments and all the insight, and for that heads up, because that book looks great. Of the Earth.
Yeah.
That's one I'm definitely going to be checking out. And at least 2 issues in, Nectar by Vault Comics is also fun. It's an interesting book.
I met and had a drink with.
Oh, Lenny James. Lenny James is mad cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's back when he was still doing the British series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was reading both at the same time too around that time. Yeah.
And when you think about it though, like, and this is something that you and I were talking about while we were in Montreal, it's that the beauty of having like a superhero book and a horror book, on like one on each hand, and that's what's coming out of your imprint. That's pretty cool because you cover a wide swath of readers, and then you can figure out what to publish after that, right?
Also, for you as a writer, it doesn't become so
one note,
and you're doing the same thing over and over again. You get a little bit of play. I would think. I'm not a writer, but that's what I would think that would.
You may not be a writer, but you play one on TV, so it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And he's a really decent dude, lovely bloke. I think, was he ever in on any of the? Because I used to review The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, and I think he was in on a couple of the roundtable Zoom interviews that we would have. And yeah, he like the cast, they're all lovely. Yeah, but he's cool. Coleman Domingo also was just a great personality, and yeah, he's fantastic as well. And I'm glad to see his career absolutely on fire. He is deservedly blown up.
Lenny James,
he's another one of those guys that if you're not aware of his UK roots, you'd be like, what?
He's always been in work. My man never stops working.
Yeah.
He just came out. He did the new Bond game that just came out.
Oh, is he in it?
He's a major character in it.
Nice.
He's the handler, but he's one of Bond's teachers in it. So, and it looks pretty close to him. So it's always interesting.
Yeah. Al says, thank you both too. Always enjoy my Wednesdays. I think The Walking Dead and Invincible were both 2003. He was in Fear the Walking Dead is absolutely.
Yeah, it was a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Cold Feet, Snatch. Yeah. And love Colm Domingo. He did an amazing interview with Spielberg recently. Yeah. He's like, you talk about a dude who not only is a great actor, but then also like personality.
Yeah.
Exudes personality, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that Bond, I think, who was it? Did a theme song for it.
Oh, the new game?
Yeah, there's what's her name? Lana Del Rey. I think Lana Del Rey did
the new Bond game.
The theme for the new Bond game. I might have to pick that up.
It's the same guys that did the Hitman series. New games. It's that studio that's doing the new Bond.
Yeah, it's young Bond. It shows how he gets the scar and all that kind of stuff.
So it's kind of in line. So it makes sense that they would handle the game. So it's pretty good. Like the Hitman series has always been kind of known for their espionage sabotage. So them winning the bid for that game is kind of perfect on brand.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, insanely articulate Colman Domingo and love Lana Del Rey. Yes. 2 thumbs up on both of those. Absolutely. All right, Al, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everyone else who tuned in as well too. Vaughn, I want to say thanks for spending my Wednesday with you. It was great. Wednesday afternoon. We'll see you in 7, everyone. And thanks for tuning in.
Have a great weekend, everybody.